Perhaps you've never had an orgasm, perhaps you've had a very small orgasm. These are some of the concerns that women come to me with when they come to visit me as a sexologist. My name is Victoria Bardovich, and I'm the director of Yoni Elixir. And I want to share with you today a little bit about what I help people do when they come to me with a struggle to orgasm. So something that I've experienced a lot when women share that they have a struggle with orgasm is that they often are having orgasms, but they're very small orgasms, and they're not actually able to experience as much pleasure as they would like to be experiencing. The way that we know that they're having an orgasm is that there are pulses and there is a release, an attention and release that happens inside of the body. But what they're missing out on is the wave that comes with that experience. And actually the wave is often, and the continual pulsation is a lot of where the pleasure comes from a woman when she's experiencing an orgasm. So what we do to actually enhance those waves is actually build up some of the muscle in the clitoris. So if you have the clitoris tip here at the edge, at the top, and then you have, let's say it's here, and then you have your urethra here, and then you also have the entrance to your yoni here. What you have along the side of the yoni is this part, which is the clitoris bulbs. And what we're looking for when we're connecting with this and trying to increase the capacity of these waves that move through the body is actually to really bring a lot more energy to this part of the vulva. So if we are just stimulating the clitoris head over and over and experiencing orgasm in this way, what we're going to find is that the orgasm can actually be quite weak. And it will not last very long. And what it will create is an experience of like, oh, the pleasure is over. It's like a sneeze and it's done. And this is what a lot of women come to me with, is that they have this almost like this sneeze, this release, but there's no real pleasure or parts of their body that are lighting up with it. So what we're looking to do is actually bring more energy into these parts. And all we can do this by is grabbing your yoni elixir, and then you squirt some yoni elixir onto your hand, and then you just bringing in some touch to the sides here. The more you touch the sides here, the more you build the clitoris bulb, the more they can actually engorge, and they even go hard, a little bit like a penis. So what we're trying to do is actually bring more of the blood into this part, because the more blood that you have in here, the more energy that is circulating through this part of the body, the more you're able to experience those waves and feel the body actually coming into the refractory period after the orgasm. And that refractory period is often where a lot of women experience the pleasure. It's in the pulses, it's in the release that happens after the orgasm that actually really allows you to have the experience of, wow, I am having an orgasm. Orgasm has happened. I have experienced pleasure and I've let go and surrendered into an experience that I was looking to have. Another one is actually just stirring the hips. I call it like stirring the cauldron, because all you're doing is just circulating the hips to go and round. And if you do this for a period of time, what you're doing is actually just sending all the energy into the pelvic area. And again, this is very similar. What we're allowing is for all of the energy to actually circulate and move around this area. Because what is actually happening a lot of time is a lot of, I want to say deadness, that's not even a word, but like a lot of stagnancy that actually lives inside of the pelvic cauldron. And when we're starting to stir it in this way, all we're doing is bringing an awakening, bringing vibrational attunement into this area. And we're allowing for the blood flow and for connection to actually start to circulate through this area. And if you do this, you don't have to do this before you masturbate or before you have an orgasm. If you just do it as like a morning practice, just circulating the hips, or if you're sitting there, circulating the hips. The other one that I often try is rocking the hips back and forth. All you're doing is just bringing energy into this place. So if you bring energy into this part of the body, and you also start to stimulate those clitoris bulbs, you are going to strengthen your capacity to have more blood flow circulate through this part of the body. And this is actually what's going to increase your capacity to experience stronger, more powerful orgasms. So if you're not orgasming, trial this first. And if you are feeling like maybe I'm orgasming, but they're not very strong, or I'm not feeling like there's much juice there, then trial this. And if you really feel like you are nowhere even close to having an orgasm, then I'll make another video about this. But really what we're wanting to do is actually just like bring more blood into the vulva itself. The more blood flow you have in the vulva, and the more built up this part of the vulva is, the easier it's going to be to have that experience of like release that happens through that place. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and good luck with it, and let me know how it goes.